All right, let's go ahead and make a concept map for plants. Okay, so our main topic is plants. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll start to use different colors in just a moment. However, I just want to do the major divisions first, and then we'll start making it a little bit more easy to understand. All right, so we have those plants that are seedless, and then those that have seeds, seed plants. Okay, so those that are seedless include a couple major groups. So these are the non-vascular, okay, no vascular tissue. Okay, and then we have the vascular plants. They have vascular tissue. Okay, so remember the xylem and phloem. Okay, now the non-vascular plants divide into three major groups. Okay, so we have the Hepatophyta, the Bryophyta, and the Anthocerophyta. Okay, so remember the Anthocerophyta are the hornworts. These are just common names, hornworts. Then we have moss. Okay, and then these are the liverworts. Okay, these have no stomata. Okay, so those are some examples. These have capsules. The capsule, maseta, and the foot. Okay, so then let's move to the vasculars. Those divide into the Lycophyta. Okay, and the Manilophyta. All right, so the Lycophyta or the Manilophyta are going to include the ferns, okay, and relatives, and then this will be like the non-true mosses. So these are true mosses, true moss. Okay, these are non-true mosses like spike moss, quills, warts, and then we have the club mosses. Okay. Now this is where leaves kind of develop. Okay. So let's see here. We have the megaphylls. Okay, and then this will be like microphylls. Okay. And let's move to the seed plants. Okay, so now we have the seed plants. Those are divided up into two major groups. We have the gymnosperms and the angiosperms. Okay, angiosperms are also called anthophyta. Okay, the gymnosperms divide up into four major groups. Okay, so we have the Cicadophyta, the Ginkgophyta, the Gnetophyta, the G is silent, and the Coniferophyta. Coniferophyta. Okay, the angiosperms are kind of funny. They're quite interesting. We have the basal groups, so I'm going to kind of divide the basal groups from the magnolids. Okay, magnolids divide into the monocots and the eudicots. Now there are several characteristics that allow you to differentiate between the two, which you'll get a chance to do in the lab. And then we have the basal angiosperms, which are basically three, but the most basal is going to be the Ambarella. And then we have the water lily, and then the star anise. Okay, now related to the Ambarella is the Benetatalis. Okay, remember that is going to be the group that kind of connects the gymnosperms and the angiosperms because it has gymnosperm characteristics and angiosperm characteristics. All right, let's go ahead and get a different color going here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of make it a little bit more visual and add, I don't know, some purple. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and circle in purple the subgroups in each of the major categories of plants. So we have the non-vascular group, which include the Hepatophyta, the Bryophyta, and the Anthocerophyta. And then we have the vascular group, which divide into the Lycophyta and the Manilophyta. And then we have the seed plants. So those were seedless plants. And then we have the seed plants, which divide into the... Oh, wrong one. We want to go ahead and circle the Cicadophyta, the Ginkgophyta, okay, the Cnidophyta, and the Coniferaophyta. And then again, the angiosperms get a little funny. So these are the major categories that you kind of want to pay attention to are the monocots and the eudicots, really. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and circle the basal. Okay, so we have the basal, and then I'll underline the magnolids, and then I'll just go ahead and underline, like I just started, the gymnosperms and the angiosperms. Okay, and then let's go ahead and use a different color. Let's see. Go ahead and use like a bright blue for the seedless plants. Okay, and then we have the seed plants. You get the idea. So I'm not going to complete it all for you, but I've given you a list of terms which can be associated with some of these. I'll go ahead and add some of them. Like I've already added some for the non-vascular. I'm going to kind of go back to the green. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to the green and just add a couple things just to kind of get you started on it. Okay, so the Cicadophyta, the sperm have flagella. So sperm have flagella. The Ginkgophyta, also sperm, have flagella. Okay, the rest of them, the sperm do not have flagella. So the sperm are going to have flagella in the seedless plants, all the seedless plants, and also the earlier groups of gymnosperms, which include the Cicadophyta and the Ginkgophyta. The Cnidophyta and the Coniferaophyta, the sperm do not have flagella, and then the sperm don't have flagella in the angiosperms either. Okay, so again, you kind of get the idea. You want to start adding in characteristics for each one so you can relate those specific unique characteristics to each of the groups. That'll become important as